Hello, teacups. We're here. What's brewing? You guys, did I have a stroke? Does anybody else smell toast? Was yesterday's video just something out of a fever dream for me? Like, what's going on right now? Seriously, her new video, this one, how I ate today to avoid binge eating. You guys, am I crazy? Did I entirely misunderstand or otherwise imagine yesterday's video? I know I ended my reaction a little bit confused because everything she'd said for the first 90% of the video seemed to be like, I'm turning off the comments, haters gonna hate, I can't control it, I can keep positivity on my channel, but I've got to turn the comments off because basically we've got a choice of either not supporting her and being called haters, or supporting her and being told we're putting her under too much pressure and our expectations are too high. So it's a lose-lose situation, but regardless of whichever, it's our fault she's not losing weight. And then it ended weirdly being like, I'm gonna share this with you, but I'm not gonna share this with you, but I'm gonna share it with you. And I was like, what? I'm so confused. And then at 4:30-ish this morning, she uploaded this fucking video. Oh, you guys. Okay, I was still awake. Ever since I've been off school, my schedule has just been effed up. I uploaded my video yesterday, late my time. I then ended up staying up. I watched an Animal Crossing stream. I went into DC Media Girls live chat and I was doing things. Her live stream doesn't start until 2 a.m. my time. So by the time I got out of that, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just power through. I'll take a little nap around lunchtime if I need to, and I'll just go to bed. And it was about 4:30 and I was feeling it. And Chantal's video popped up and I was like, nah, man, I need some sleep. I cannot deal. There was absolutely no way I was doing this video without a full old cup of coffee and my bottle of water, because I tried it yesterday and my English did not English so well. Hopefully this improves it, but we'll see. But no way was I dealing with this bullshit on no sleep. Yeah. So, despite the fact that yesterday she had opinions, she kept more or less calm in her video, but she had opinions and the comments were coming off and la la la. Today, we get a video on her healthy eating journey and what she's doing not to binge. And all the comments are back on. This is about 12 hours after her last video. The fuck, Chantal? Like, I'm usually with her, I try and be as supportive as I can be, but Jesus fucking Christ, woman. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I don't know what to... I feel like I'm in topsy-turvy land. I'm Alice in Wonderland going down the rabbit hole. The fuck's going on here? What goes through her head? Someone tell me, because I try and analyze it, I do. But this shit, just this shit. All right. I needed to get that off my chest, you guys. I saw the notification pop up and I said out loud to myself, what the fuck are you doing? But here we go. She sped up to 1.2 because I ain't
Hey guys, just doing a little intro to this video you're about to see. The video I titled How I Am Eating to, at least for today, but this kind of style of eating in order to help me prevent binge eating, especially binge eating throughout the day, at night before bed. Last night was a successful night, no binging, and the method I am starting to use right now is mostly just tracking my calories in my MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal will be a tool. Most people who have some kind of successful weight loss do have tools.
Yeah, well, no shit, Sherlock. Why is she so... Well, I can guess why she's so nervous. But the point is, she's so nervous here. Just that constant nervous energy movement. Oh, guys, we do this, we do that. Most people do this. Like, she knows damn well how this video is gonna look. Yeah, she knows the comments she's gonna get. I mean, she did turn comments back on. They are back. I went and looked through them before I started recording this video, and they are scrubbed clean. Every comment has a heart from her, and they're overwhelmingly positive. There was one comment that was like, you said you weren't gonna do this. You said you hated these kind of vlogs. And she has, on multiple occasions, said she hates this kind of vlog. But for the first time, when she's starting a new thing and she's getting all the ass pats, she loves it because she gets positive responses. But she's nervous because she knows. Oh, she knows how this sounds. But seriously, if you know, stop fucking doing it. Oh my God. I might not be starting this video in the best mind frame, but Jesus Christ. Another time she's done this nervous thing, I'm gonna try and put it in an insert here. Before she was going to climb up those stairs, that was a really honest moment. Like, she does get more fidgety when she's not sitting at the kitchen counter. I think she feels very secure there. She's behind a block. She feels less exposed. Being less exposed physically makes her feel less exposed mentally, because she does tie so many emotions to her body and the view of her body and people's views of her body and all of that. And not rightly or wrongly so, just it is. But she's clearly not comfortable here, and she clearly wasn't comfortable before she was about to walk up the stairs. So you can see exactly the same body language with the swinging arms, with the tapping grip, with the moving, with the eye contact everywhere. And she just, oh, she knows what she's doing. This isn't a case of her being delusional. This is a case of her not being able to say, I did something stupid and I regret it. And just moving on as if nothing's ever happened. And it just makes me feel incredibly fucking gaslit as a viewer. Like, oh no, that never happened. Yesterday's video or yesterday's in the past? I don't live in the past. No, I'm a health guru doing a reasonable thing and looking at ways to long-term help my binge eating disorder. What are you talking about, yesterday's video?
That they use, whether it be weight loss surgery, calorie counting app, whatever the case may be. And I'm also going to make sure to eat enough food and balanced enough meals and not completely deprive myself. So it's kind of very new to me. So I just ask that you be patient with me and understanding in my journey. I am going to turn the comments back on, but if you are disrespectful in any way, I will just block and delete your comment right away.
Yeah, then fuck you. So, you know, you're welcome to comment, but if I don't like anything you say, I'm gonna block, so fuck you. So what's the point in turning the comments back on then? What do you think's gonna happen there? You're still not allowing discourse.
So don't waste your time. All right, so anyway, but I
Nervous
welcome
laugh.
everybody. Thank you for watching me, and I'm just gonna show you what I eat today. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do.
I can tell in your attitude you really appreciate the viewers.
But that is the method that I'm using right now. I find that when I eat adequate amount of food, and it has to be, I have to pay attention somewhat to the macros so that I'm getting enough nutritious food.
So those are all the things. Oh, it might have been my stomach. I don't know if it caught on camera. Sorry, my stomach's so loud. Those are all the things she said she didn't want to do before. So, you know, I know from experience that I've got to do this, but every experience you've had, you've refused to do that and you've said it doesn't work and you don't like it. So is the experience the last 12 hours? Because that's not really experience. I'm not saying that what she's saying is wrong. I'm saying to frame it like you've done excessive research and experience is kind of horseshit.
So that my body isn't craving
but
something.
Keep lecturing.
So for example,
go for it.
If I eliminate carbs, being suffering from binge eating disorder, I will more than likely feel like binging on a bunch of carbs. So I'm trying to eat balanced meals with a carb, preferably healthy carb, carbohydrate, fat, protein, vegetables, fruits. You get the idea. All right. So I'm just making do with what I have in the house. So it's not perfect, but
This is still
there's a lot of
waving.
room for improvement, as always, and that is a work in progress. So let's get to
Man, how nervous she was through that whole speech was making me a little bit short of breath. Nothing she's saying is wrong in terms of the nutrition, but I don't... This is what works for me! Based on fucking what? Yeah, it might work for you, but don't sit there like you've been doing it for ages and you've come to this epiphany.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is just going to be a food diary type of day, so I'm just going to show you everything I eat today. Last night was a really good night. I did not binge eat, so that was a victory for me, and I went to bed feeling great. Not bloated, not full, no acid.
I'm glad she didn't binge
no
eat.
heartburn, and I was, however,
not binge eating will help with all those things. One of the reasons I was like, oh, I really do have to start watching my weight again, was that I was beginning to get a little bit of acid reflux at night because of the types of things I was choosing to eat. The moment I went onto a healthier diet, that disappeared, but it is something you have to keep an eye on because you're more prone to it post-weight loss surgery. But I mean, it's not a shock that she felt better for not filling herself full of crap food, but I got no patience for her today. I'm so sorry, everybody. If I sound unduly mean, I don't mean to.
Getting more water, and I think it's because I wasn't eating as much sodium before bed. Normally I have like a huge binge full of sodium and all these other things not good for me. So that was good. However, I did have a bowl of this all-brand cereal. I had a serving of it.
Curses! Did not check the time. How is it already 3:45? I thought that all-brand cereal she was giving to her grandma. Or did she decide because she threw the no sugar thing out of the window, despite the fact that she may well still be diabetic, she'd keep them?
And I put it, I'll show you how I measure it out, with some strawberries and some unsweetened almond milk. So that's what I'm going to have for my first meal.
I mean, that's
I was out, I had to bring Pete to get his comics, and I was so tempted to go to Mr. Sub because I'm craving a sub. And although I don't think there's anything wrong with getting a healthier sub, I just figure I'm going to come home, eat, you know, what I had planned to have. I'm going to make a ham dinner later tonight, which I've been really craving.
I mean, that sounds delicious, but I thought you were trying to lower sodium. Surely a processed meat like ham is not going to be good for that? I mean, I don't know the stats on a ham. I don't know what the sodium is, but that seems weird to me. I was going to say something and I've forgotten. All right, we'll keep watching and I'll go on. I mean, it seems like a reasonable breakfast for sure.
So for now I'm going to have this, so I'm just going to turn on my scale.
Oh, and, that's one good thing. Like, she's weighing her portions. An ongoing issue she's had as a mukbanger is a complete lack of understanding of what a portion actually is. And something she's struggled with even when eating healthy is eating multiple portions of food that could be considered healthy if it was controlled. So I've been waiting for her to measure out portions for ages. I will say cereal is a bastard for portions. I don't keep cereal in the house because I will just fucking mow down a box. You leave me with a box of Cocoa Pops, we're gonna have some issues. But cereal, notoriously, the serving size is smaller than you think, and it's really easy to pour too much in a bowl. So whether this lasts longer than 8 hours, I don't know. Longer than this video, I'm not sure the plan will keep going, but I think measuring her portions and keeping to one portion is something I've said time and time again she should do.
Put my bowl on it.
It's an enormous bowl. Another thing, get some smaller bowls, because you trick the eye when you're putting a serving into a smaller bowl and it fills the bowl. It's going to feel more satisfying to you. You're going to think you're getting not necessarily more food, but a full portion. When it's in the bottom of a tiny bowl, you feel like you're not getting enough. And so she's already said that she has issues looking at food, thinking that's not going to be enough. And this is going to just distort her sense of proportion. I eat my food off a side plate because it helps me both with portion control and just to feel like a meal. It wouldn't kill her to have some smaller things.
Hit the button that puts it to 0. Is it called tear? And
tear.
So this is
you've never used the word tear?
Is a serving.
she eats all brown buns. I mean, and the original all brown, the sticks, they don't taste good. You guys, they just don't taste good. I like the all brown flakes, they're very nice. I can eat those as a cereal, but they're far more palatable than any of the originals.
I did wash these when I bought them in the container. Put like
don't chop them there. Get a chopping board. You're gonna chop your finger off.
I couldn't do it, but
no.
I'm just gonna put.
Why does she always like? She's gonna take off her finger. Don't chop it like that. It's gonna be super wasteful on the strawberry as well, because you're not gonna be able to get close enough to chop the remaining bit.
A few strawberries in here.
Chances that they all end up being over the floor.
These are really good strawberries as well.
I mean, she sped herself up, which I'm happy for.
No, no, stolen. There we go, 4 strawberries.
Initially, I was like, why did she speed this up instead of cutting it out? But I think it was so people could see how many were going into her bowl. Because regardless of whether she is eating healthy or not, there are always people who say, oh, I bet she ate that whole thing afterwards. Oh, I bet she really ate the entire carton. I mean, at this point, it's a carton of strawberries. Who gives a shit if she eats them all? But I think that's why she left it in the video, to prove her portion size.
I'm also going to have a serving of this Fatso, or a healthy fat. Fatso crunchy salted caramel peanut butter, no sugar, no palm oil. It's
on
just,
cereal?
I don't know how they make it taste like that, honestly.
What? Sorry, I'm on. Do you add peanut butter to cereal? I've never done that, even when I did eat cereal. I did occasionally, especially when, like, I used to eat peanut butter a lot more than I did. A lot more than I do. Jesus Christ, having another sip of this. But I found after I started eating it regularly, when I ate it a couple of days in a row, it would start just disagreeing with my stomach. Not because I'd eaten too much, I was eating a spoonful, but peanut butter just ends up feeling like little rocks in my stomach. I don't know if I'm very slightly sensitive and it builds up, I'm not sure. But she's got the Fatso one, which is, I believe my friend who does keto, she's had that brand before. So I think it's a keto specific, because it's higher fat and higher protein and lower carb. But a salted, I mean, you don't really need it. I'm guessing she's got it because she wants the sweet, and she's thinking, okay, well, I'll have a spoonful of this. It will fit within my calorie needs and it will get rid of that craving, which is not a bad plan. I mean, is a spoonful of peanut butter the hill I'm gonna die on? No, she can clearly afford to have it in her food plan. Jesus Christ, I made that a double. But it seems an odd thing to add to this breakfast, you know? She must just be going to have a spoonful of it, because I can't see her adding it to the cereal.
Natural
what a weird thing.
Flavor. Okay, well, there you go.
Wouldn't you put it on toast? Yeah, dude, why not have wholemeal toast, add the peanut butter on top, and then put the strawberries on top of that? That would fulfill all the things she wanted, and it would still, it would be, the breakfast would make more sense. I might be overthinking this, you guys. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Natural, but whatever. And I'm also gonna fry an egg, because I want to make sure I have an adequate protein source.
Is peanut butter not the protein then? I mean, it's peanuts. I mean, I guess egg is definitely a better protein, but I don't understand.
Fat source, carb source. I'm gonna add some unsweetened almond milk.
Oh yeah,
so
I mean, I suppose that's fat source, carb source, the way she's thinking. I'm overthinking this, you guys. Clearly she can afford to have all these things in her diet, and I'd rather she eat them, because it's reasonable and healthy. I'd rather she eat them now and not binge. Let's just see what she does.
Fry an egg.
Get up.
And my new friend. Make that 2 eggs. I'm gonna have 2 fried eggs and all this stuff. I will put the nutritional information with every meal that I eat to show.
Breakfast, 393 calories. I think that's fine. I mean, the amount of calories, I don't know if she's going to tell us her goal, but the amount of calories she would need to eat for this to be a problem is a lot higher. So 400 calories for a meal. She mentioned that some people were having a problem with it. It was more the quality of the calories she was eating before. I think 400 calories is absolutely fine for her.
You guys, you know, and I'm just gonna keep drinking water throughout the day. I have a Brita full of cold filtered water. That's what I drink all day. And a serving of this is 1 tablespoon. So.
For a second, I thought that mop behind her was a chair, and I was like, are you kidding me? Are you sitting while you're cooking? You can stand for that, but she's okay. Okay, so she's happy. What did you do to it?
All right, so all that's missing is a bit of sugar-free ketchup, my almond milk, and that's my breakfast. I've been adding cinnamon to a lot of things because
that's quite a lot
with blood sugar, and it just adds extra flavor without adding any calories.
I have actually heard that there's a component in cinnamon that does that, but the amount she's adding there is probably not going to be therapeutic. She'd probably do better to take a supplement if that's her aim, but it doesn't hurt to have it there, and if it does improve the taste, that's up to her.
And sugar, pepper too, black pepper, I love it. So it's about finding seasonings and making your food not boring, you know, so. Anyway, so I had a good night.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to have a like complete meal so that I'm not hungry or missing anything, you know what I mean? I love it. I don't have a spatula, so I need to get one.
Wait. She just said she bought a new pan. If she's bought a new pan, why would you not buy a new spatula with it? You know if you've got one. And why don't you have a spatula? You cook a reasonable amount. Like, that's a basic kitchen tool.
It's the spot, doesn't it, Baby Junes? They just had their breakfast.
One day that cat's gonna answer and she's gonna have a heart attack.
We're just staying home today. My nurse is coming. Though my dressing did fall off last night. But I didn't really notice, and Pete's looked at it and it's like almost completely healed, so.
If you didn't notice, how did you know for Pete's to look at it? It's going to be under your clothes. Like, he's not just going to notice it's gone. But, I mean, I'm glad it's healing up. That'll be less to worry about. And to be honest, I'm glad they're staying home today. I mean, obviously she's taken Pete's, but she already said she was tempted to get a sub. So it's probably best just while she gets a handle on things, she stays out of the way of temptation.
I think this will probably be my last nursing visit.
That'll be good.
It's been wonderful, and I appreciate their help, but I'm glad that it's healed finally, you know? So,
yeah.
Anyway.
That took a while. I know the infection was quite deep, but that took a while.
I'm gonna eat my breakfast here. Hi, DJ.
Get him off the counter.
Guys, I'm gonna eat my breakfast, and I'll see you then for my next meal. I found this underneath some things I was moving around on my counter. Pleasure awaits your company.
I know she saw this as a very positive thing, but to me that's just that piece of paper telling her, you are not a pleasure at the moment.
I invite pleasure for company.
That's not how I read that. What's this? Van Hook. Does she have 2 coffee machines there? That Hamilton Beach, is that a coffee machine as well?
It's now for a little TV time with BBJ. Not sure what I'm watching yet, but if you have Crave and you haven't seen HBO's Chernobyl, it is a very, very excellent series.
Oh, I'd actually heard that. I feel like I saw it advertised or watched a review or something. It looked interesting, but it's not really my genre of TV, but seems like a good, if you're stuck in the house, definitely seems like a good season to go through.
I don't really like musicals, but this has gotten such good reviews. I might watch Hamilton after I do a chore I need to do, so I might give that a watch.
I'm in my head right now. Alexander Hamilton. I'm gonna have to listen to that soundtrack after I've done this now. Look what you've done.
And see. Anyone who's seen it, let me know how you like it.
Oh, you want engagement now? Yeah, no. Anyone who's seen it, don't say anything about my weight, but make sure you put comments so that my video gets uploaded. Yeah, no. Engagement, please. How about if you're showing us jobs, you show us putting together the goddamn chairs? I can see that single chair on one side of that table.
So I'm burning this Tahitian vanilla and candle from Charmed Aroma.
That seems like it would smell nice. I do like kind of vanilla scents. I had one from, I think it was a limited edition like Christmas one, so I was surprised it was in our shops because there's no Christmas here. But I think it was just labeled seasonal. But it was a salted pretzel milkshake, which sounds like it would be sweet and cloying, but actually just had kind of hints of vanilla and that kind of salty sweet smell you get at the cinema. Oh, it was amazing. I burnt that down to the very end. I'm so sad I can't get it anymore. If you ever see that candle, get it. It's amazing.
And it smells very nice in here. So I'm making a snack, and apparently, like on the bottle, it says milliliters. So like 30 milliliters is 2 tablespoons, which is the portion I'm having of this ranch. And so I guess 1 gram equals 1 milliliter in case.
It depends on the density of the liquid. If it's water or milk or something along those lines, yeah, you can do 1 gram to a milliliter. For ranch, I don't know. I'm not sure if it counts because it's thicker, so therefore it would be heavier. I don't know if that is equal, but if you're having 1 portion, I think the couple of calories difference probably won't matter.
So we're wondering, so a little over, but that's how much I'm having for this snack I'm about to make. Hey guys, so here's what I'm having for a snack. Having about half of a bell pepper, some cucumber, pickles, measured out ranch, and Baby Bell, 1 Baby Bell cheese. That's all I have left. And I don't measure.
She had a whole bag of those like a day and a half ago. She had that sea of groceries, and obviously they didn't last very long.
The vegetables, I count them as a free food. I don't count them in the calories unless they're starchy, overly sweet, like carrots or something like that.
Yeah, and nobody ever got fat eating cucumber and bell pepper. Give her that.
I mean, I'm not going to worry about the vegetables right now, so
fair.
Mostly just portioning, working on portion control on the things that are higher in calories. So, yeah. Alright guys, I'm making dinner, and what I'm putting in my mashed potatoes is vegetable broth.
Why would you put vegetable broth in your mashed potatoes? Does she mean as a butter substitute? Like, why?
It's this brand, Harvest Sun
Just
Organic Oil. So,
I mean, the flavor's gonna come from the salt, I would guess. So, why not just put salt and... It's broth, who cares?
That's about teaspoon per cup of
I just put a splash of milk.
So for flavor, I'm just gonna use that for the potatoes. I got some ham here. I just dry fry.
Did she hack that apart with a chainsaw? What was that?
I did it on a ceramic pan. I love that pan. This is the ham I'm having. No nitrates or anything in it. And it's actually pretty low in calories. So for 1 centimeter slice, it's only 50.
Can anyone see the sodium in that? Oh, I can't see the back clearly enough. But like the calories fine. Like, it's not a bad meat, but I'm concerned about her sodium. She's had processed cheese, she's had this, she's got the bouillon, like she has chest pain. She needs to be careful of her sodium. That's not to belittle the good she's doing with what she's eating today. To be clear, this is a perfectly reasonable day's eating if it continues. I would call this sustainable for most people, but is it sustainable for her? I don't know. I don't know if she's capable of sustaining anything. I've got some trust issues, you guys.
50 calories and 1 gram of fat. So I'm going to measure that out and I'll show you my dinner when it's done.
Okay, so first, she's not planning on eating the whole thing. That's something at least.
All right, guys, yummy. This is my dinner.
It looks
so
good.
This is 150 grams of ham, and I'll put the calories again up here. This is a cup of the vegetables, and this is 3/4 of a cup of mashed potatoes with the broth and nothing else. So I'm also going to put some yellow mustard on the ham, which is pretty much a free food.
That's fine. Okay, so chocolate, 60 calories. And those are those Lily's baking chips again. So we're on what, 880? This doesn't actually seem like a lot of food. I would probably eat more myself if I'm completely honest.
So I'm gonna end the video here. I already plugged this oven in my FitnessPal for my final meal later. I'm going to have this leftover spaghetti and...
Notice here how she doesn't give us the calorie count. She tells us what it is, turkey bolognese, and doesn't give us the calorie counts. It's really hard to judge from that container how big the portion is. It looks pretty reasonable to me. But I think she's purposely leaving out some information so we don't do exactly what I'm about to do, which is figure out how many calories she's having a day and then commenting on it. But that's what I think is happening here. Let her finish talking though, and then we'll figure that out.
It's all measured out, all plugged into my FitnessPal. I'm gonna have it with about 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, which I have also plugged into my FitnessPal. Now, I still have 500 calories to go, and again, to prevent binge.
All right, let's do a little bit of math then. So we said, first meal was 400, snack, I forgot the ranch. So if snack was like, let's say 60 calories, 70 calories for the cheese, and then how much is ranch? How much is 2 tablespoons of ranch? 100, I'm guessing? So if we then go to, I said 820 before with the other meals, so 920, something like that. If we call that spaghetti a meal and say with the Parmesan 500 to 600, yeah? So if we were saying 920, let's put it up to 1,000 and then say 1,500, let's say. She's got 520 left. So I'm guessing her calorie limit she's currently aiming for is around the 2,000 mark, which I think is completely reasonable for her. She can burn a lot of calories. I think when I figured out about her weight and height, she was burning about 3,000 calories just existing. So that seems like a reasonable deficit because it's 1,000 calories down, but she can still eat quite a lot of food on it and still be satisfied physically, if not mentally, and do some good with it. And frankly, she could lose, what, 100, 150 pounds before she'd have to rework that as a calorie goal. So it's, all the things in this video are reasonable, but I don't trust it.
I really want to eat all of the calories that I'm allowed.
That's fair. I'm
usually used to eating, oh my gosh, anywhere from like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, depends on the day, it depends on the binge, but I want to make sure I'm eating most of my calories and most of my macros. So
I don't think you always need to eat all your calories. I think listen to your body, but in her case, I agree with her. I think, bite my tongue as I say it, I agree with her. I think if that's the way she stays on track, it's better to eat when you're not sure you're hungry than wait till you're hungry and it be too late and make bad choices. So eat your 2,000 calories. Eat as much food as you're allowed. I think there is a tendency among all of the bigger YouTubers that I've watched to be like, oh, I have X amount of calories, so I should eat more, regardless of how they actually feel in terms of if they want the food or if they've just got the opportunity for the food. It's one of the problems I had. I'm currently counting calories rather than counting carbs, and I used to have this problem as well. I'm keeping an eye on it now to see if I start doing that. But I don't think it hurts at the moment. As long as she's not going over calories, I would say do it. Who you harming?
I'm actually going to, I want something low fat. So what I'll do is if I am still hungry after I eat this, I will just have some blueberries. I have some wild blueberries. Maybe I'll make like a sorbet out of it with some almond milk and just blend it. And that'll be it for the night.
Sorbet is a frozen thing, right? If she blends that, she'd have to freeze it. She's not going to be able to eat that tonight. If she blends it with some milk, that's going to be a smoothie. Does she not want to say smoothie because people are going to read about it? Maybe. But I'm confused if she's saying I'm going to eat all my calories. She's not going to eat 500 calories of blueberries. I mean, did you bring a bucket home from that farm when you bought the pie? Like, what? How is she getting 500 calories from that? I don't think it's a bad snack at all, especially if later at night you've got more of a tendency to crave sweets. You could have that. You could have some fat-free yogurt, like Greek yogurt. You could have your smoothie if you wanted it, though I would say probably bulk up on something instead. But for 500 calories, you could have that snack, and you could also have something more protein-based, like some more eggs. And you wouldn't have to say either or. You have enough calories that you could do both, and you could have a physically satisfying meal and not have to worry about it.
So that's what I'm gonna have, and that's kind of the idea. It's just eating frequently enough, make sure I'm eating enough, and make sure it's satiating food, nutritious food. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. And yes, it is still a struggle. I struggle every day, every night with fighting off that urge, you know. So I think when I get really, if I, you know, those binge urges come back tonight, I think I'm just gonna try to go to bed. I'm kind of tired.
That's a solid plan. When you get tired, you're gonna be less resistant to any craving ever. So if you can sleep it off, great. Also keep chugging that water. See if you can fill yourself up on liquid by drinking it quickly. There's definitely methods you can use to try and stave it off.
So anyway, so this vlog, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.
See us in the next one, or, you know, have a tantrum, turn off the comments, do whatever. I checked her community tab. There's been no update since her last community tab saying she was turning off comments, even though her heavily moderated comments are back. You guys, I don't know what to tell you. I have some major trust issues in terms of her continuing with this. I think what she's doing is completely reasonable. It's definitely one of the more reasonable things she's done in the last month. And it's definitely sustainable. But I have so much trouble being happy for her because she fucks us over with this so many times, and she fucks herself over. She gets on this idea where she's on something reasonable that she knows can work, that she knows can be sustainable, but then she wants something she knows she can't have, and she changes whatever system she's under to allow for it, and then she completely loses the plot. Like, this would be great for her because it's realistic, and I think she's depending on it because she's come back having just had that video and having just said, no, I don't want any social in my media. No, I don't want your opinion. Coming back on a complete U-turn from that, she's gonna have to present something that looks good because she's already gonna be fending off a lot of negative comments about her U-turn. So yeah, we'll see, is basically. Would I love her to continue this? Yes, but we'll see. Okay, thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, comments below because I'm not turning off my comments. You're welcome to speak here. And yeah, let's see what happens. Bye bye, everybody.